Life is all about tests. Last week I went to a vegetable store to buy some veggies and also to buy some eggs because they are also bringing some eggs from the village to sell. And so I was choosing some eggs in the basket, and so I was holding one of the eggs in my hand, and then I wanted to put it back, but the moment I wanted to put it back, it's kind of slightly cracked uh, out of my carelessness, and then at that moment only me and God saw what had happened, and I could have I could have just ignored and not to buy it, but at that moment my inner morals was kind of screaming, and at the same time my evil side was juggling with my angelic side, and one say, no, you shouldn't buy it, it's useless anymore, it lost its value, just ignore it, don't don't pay money for this thing. And then my angelic side would say, no, you must buy it, you cause such damage to the shop owner, you must take the responsibility, you must take the ownership of the consequences that you have just caused. And then my moral, like my inner morals, became more and more dominant, and because at the same time we humans are can wear so many roles in one moment at the same time. It could be so many things, and although I was having my angelic perspective, also devilish perspective, but at the same time I was also observer, and so my impartial observer self told me that no, I should choose the angelic side of myself and take the responsibility. So, because that voice was more dominating, it was more louder. And so I chose to buy it, and then I paid it, and then I left. On the way, of course, I thought about how life is actually giving us so many opportunities by the means of this test to see whether we are going to take the responsibility or not. And so life is really full of tests, but those tests also kind of some kind of opportunity for us to see whether we have developed ourselves as a human being, moral wise, intelligence wise, choice wise, preferences wise, whether we have improved ourselves or not. And so I kind of, on the way, I kind of felt proud of myself that morally, as a human being, I have came that far to be able to see what's right and what's wrong, and also I kind of applaud myself, cherish myself for the preferences, for the choices, the right choice that I had, done at that moment. Um, yeah, but later this week in my balcony, there were so many ants, and I was really overwhelmed. And I just, when I saw all those ants, I just kind of lost my my um, my rational side, and my raw hunter side kind of came up, and I just wanted to kill them all, uh, so that they could just leave my you know property. And so I took the poison, I took the spray, and I sprayed all over the balcony, and I killed them all. Uh, with that impulsive, uh, raw hunter mindset, I just didn't really had the moment to really think rationally what was the best option or the best choice to do at that moment, and maybe there will be some other alternatives to deal with such a problem, but I didn't really care, and I killed them all. But at the same time, my intention was not related to any hatred or resentment against those ends. I just also in the interim, I also wanted to uh, you know curve the upcoming ends to enter into my room. So I kind of wanted to give some warning for the other end, other end tribe to not to come. And so I could have killed more ants if not I had done such damage. And so sometimes maybe for the best, like for the long term benefits, you might. I cannot say for certain that it's best um, to sacrifice some small amount of ants or small amount of uh, whatever the problem you are dealing with at that moment. Like sometimes you maybe need to sacrifice something for the benefit of for the long term benefit. But of course, I felt horrible after that. I have done. I did such thing. Um, but yeah, what I realize is that all our actions is all about life as testing us, and we are also testing ourselves to see the development that we have came uh, this far. So be really careful about your choices. It might affect all your life. Be pay attention about all your choices, all your preferences, because life is all about preferences. Try to see more deeply about all the actions that you are doing, because everything, all our actions, all our speech, all the things that we do, it's involving some kind of test. So pay attention and be more careful.